Alright, today we're having a look at the Compass of Time LBP3 version by Joel 2. Alright, so here we are in the Compass of Time by Joel 2, and I hope I'm getting that name pronounced right. For the one you know, you're now in the power transistor north wing. Make your way to the power transistor, it's located in the east wing. Make you a bacon sandwich if you make it. Pick up that remote, it can control time. Yeah, I do hope that we're getting the name right. There was... Okay. That's interesting. I don't... Do we want to do that? I guess maybe, perhaps. It did direct our attention to some abilities that we have. We can see them popping up at the bottom of the screen. There's a respawn ability, which doesn't worry me, but it makes me wonder if there are ways to brick the level, perhaps. We'll see how that works out. I don't know... Oh, I mean, I guess... Right, because there's a deadly beam there. Okay, so are we putting the time zone into the future where the facility has already fallen apart, or... Okay. Well, let's do that, shall we? And then I want to... This is kind of neat, but where do I... Was there... Oh, hold on a second. Well, I mean, hold on. Do I have to, like, pop really quick? That doesn't seem to work. Okay, yeah. I mean, that was not undoable. It was a little bit weird, but... Scanning body identity. It's me! Why am I, like, kind of horked over to the side here like this? I don't know. Okay. Sure. I'm liking the way it looks, and I like this time zone switch. This level's actually been on my list of possibles for a long time. I've wanted to... Oh, wait, what? No, I need that... I think I need that switch, right? But it just had... Oh god, wait. What do I want to do here? Oh, nope. Okay, that's clearly not right. Do I jump into this? And then does that bounce me or something? Oh, nifty. I'm liking it. I can monkey bars this. I'm gonna monkey bars it. Holy crap, we've only got 29 seconds left. No way. No way. I mean, the level's going really fast. It feels like it's going fast. I certainly didn't notice that the time had... Ha ha! Oh, you got me. Wait, so what do we wanna... How do we want to do this? Crumbs! We're going to talk about this back at the hub, but I'm digging it. I'm really digging it. But we'll see you there. See yas! And we're back. And the Compass of Time by Joel 2. And again, to the creator, I do apologize if I'm messing up your name. By all means, just get in touch with me and let me know. But I think it's a really solid on-green circle. There are definitely some issues with the level, but they're all... overall minor issues, and nothing I think that really detracts from the fun of the play. Things that I've really enjoyed. I love the fact that the mechanic is really quite well integrated in the level. The fact that the level has two different distinct looks to it, depending if you are in the present time or if you're in the future time. I like how that interacts with the gameplay of the level. In some ways, perhaps, I'm not sure if intended by the creator, but something I did want to mention, that with those sections where you're riding the conveyors, you're hanging from the conveyors, kind of like monkey bar sections, and you've got to turn off and turn on the conveyors to get by these lasers, and you can basically cheese that out with just doing a little bit of monkey bar climbing if you don't feel that you're quite comfortable with the timing of that, and I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was kind of interesting, and I appreciated it that was there, because there were a few times in the level where I felt my timing in kind of triggering this mechanic, this time skip mechanic, wasn't always on point. So I like the fact that I could kind of just cheese that out. It was appreciated. The gameplay itself, it's a little bit challenging, but it's not really something I think that would lock out medium or low skill players like myself. If you're a really high level platform player, then this might be a bit too simple for you, but I think that most people would be able to engage with this level and have a good time with it. Kind of going back to the environment, but I did love the environment. It's very cohesive, the materials are well chosen, the decorations are well chosen, and like we said, it's quite distinct depending on whether you're playing in the future form of the environment or the past form of the environment. And I really appreciated that the level has got a really excellent pace to it. And when I looked at the actual time on level of my recordings, it came to about 9 minutes the first time we played through, and I would say probably about 7 minutes or so the second time I played through. I really should have checked that before I started doing this recording. But the interesting thing is, I mean, that is kind of a chunk of time. It's not super long, it's not super short, but it doesn't feel that way at all. Even remarking on it when we were doing the play, that I couldn't believe that 3 minutes had passed because the pace of the level was extremely on point. I felt that I was active, I felt that I was moving throughout the level, so it didn't notice that, it was like a 10-minute level. It certainly didn't track that way in my brain, and I thought that was really, really cool. Some slight downsides to the level. They are, though, quite slight. There is one level break in the level where I went off to the side because I figured there was a place that you could run to, and it seemed like the perfect place to hide one of those time bubbles. And I did appreciate those time bubbles, by the way. If you wanted the bonus in your score, you could get them, but if you didn't really care about that, you could leave them be. They weren't really secret, you could see where they were, but there was one that I knew where it was, but I couldn't quite get to it. But anyway, so I ran to the left because it seemed like this would be the perfect hiding spot for one of those time bubbles, and I just ran right out of the level. So that was a bit weird. It was definitely a bit weird. There was one kind of point that stood out to me, that now you've up to this point, you've already been using the mechanic to kind of turn off or turn on laser beams and things like that, so there's probably a pretty good image in the player's mind of how the mechanic is supposed to work. But then you get this little pop-up on the screen that mentions, oh, well, doors and bounce panels, they only work in the present, the present time frame. They don't work in the future time frame, which, I mean, fine, well and good. It seems a bit of an odd thing to put so late in the level when the player's already been dealing with the mechanic already, and it probably has a good idea about how the mechanic works. But it also kind of undercuts itself because there are a number of places in the level where you need to use bounce pads in the future form of the level, and they are clearly still working. I think that what Jaw 2 had intended there was the rather larger kind of the bounce tubes, not so much the bounce pads, and so maybe changing the dialogue in that to make it a little bit more appropriate. But even still, probably if they really wanted players to know that information, they should have moved that information earlier up in the queue. I think it would have made more sense there, or just not had anything at all, because like I said, the players are going to figure it out through usage how it's going to work. This is a really great level, and as we mentioned, it's one that I'd wanted to get to way back in roughly 50 Minutes Fresh, but it had picked up so many plays that it was kind of off of our selection mechanic, so to speak. So I'm really glad that I finally got around to playing this one. Joel 2, you did an excellent job. I'm probably going to be taking a look at some of your other levels on stream one of these days, because I was really, really impressed by this. That's all I really have to say about the level, but one thing kind of wanted to point out as a side thing. Recently, Steve and I got in touch with me about the series, mentioned that the official account had done a retweet of the show, the last episode, not the last episode, the one before that. Hello, Brass and Bounce, episode 141. And I just wanted to take the moment to say thank you. I love the fact that I've been getting feedback from different creators that we've looked at and different players that have kind of found this series, but it does absolutely feel nice to have a little bit of official recognition as well. So Stephen, I know that your job is not always easy, and I know that we don't perhaps always dovetail in our opinions, but I do really appreciate you taking the time to reach out to me. It means an awful lot. So that pretty much does it for us here at This Go About. So from me, Risco, here in Osaka, to all of you out there, wherever you may happen to be, thank you, arigato, arigasama, sayonara, see you, and ciao.